uh, lectures on the Australian scholarships. So this is the first video, and the first scholarship which I want to discuss with you is the Graduate Research Scholarship, which is offered by the University of Melbourne. So in this video, I will be discussing with you the scholarships which is offering by the Melbourne University. So what we will discuss in this video, first we will discuss the introduction, then the benefits, and then conditions, and then at the end the application process. So if we just go to the Melbourne scholarships, the scholarships include two types of scholarships. One is the Melbourne Research Scholarship, and the other is Australian Government Research Training Program Scholarship. So both having the same process of application, having the same requirement, having the same benefits, but just they are two different types of scholarships. Okay, so they wrote that they may change the requirement or the how to say number of position, number of scholarship they can get. So this is not any fixed thing that the scholarship will be offered for only masters or only for PhD, but they can change these terms. So better to look the terms and condition before applying to the scholarship. This scholarship is both for masters and PhD. In Australia, there are two kind of masters. One is master by coursework and other is master by research. So this scholarship is only valid for masters by research and PhD students. Deadline of this scholarship is normally 30 October each year. So you have to apply before 30 October if you want to apply for this scholarship. What are the benefits of this scholarship? Benefits include the living allowance. So they provide around $31,200. This is Australian dollars actually, not US dollar. This is Australian dollars they are providing. They provide this fund to master students for 2 years and to PhD for 4 years. So this is the maximum duration. Like you cannot extend your masters for more than 2 years. You cannot extend your PhD for more than 4 years. Tuition waiver, tuition will be waived off. Health insurance, the university will provide health insurance, or the university will provide fund so that you can cover your health insurance in Australia. Relocation allowance is Australian dollars 200 for students who have relocated from interstate, and for international student this is $3,000. Thesis allowance, they also provide you the thesis allowance, which is $420 for the master degree and $840 for PhD students. Okay, what are the conditions? The conditions are, the first condition is that you have to enroll for this program as full-time student. Like this scholarship is not offered to part-time students, so you need to apply for the full-time students. Once you can achieve this scholarship, otherwise you cannot. The second thing is that if you are part-time student and suppose now you want to change your program and you want to become full-time, then you can apply for this scholarship, but you cannot apply for scholarship if you are a part-time. Okay, commencement, the other thing is commencement. So it like how to say, what should I tell you in this, like they have like as you know, each universities they have some program, they have some starting dates from where they start their programs. But the good thing in Australia is that you can start your PhD anytime you want. Like there is no restriction on PhD and masters by research that you have to go in February, or you have to, normally the spring semester they start in January, February or March, and the fall semester they start in September, August or October. So there is no restriction in Australia. Duration is, as I told, that 2 years master and 4 years PhD. Okay, what if you want to change your course or research project after after you achieve your scholarship and you got fund? So what you can do, you can change it, you can change the course or you can change the research project. So if you are faculty of engineering but you want somehow to change your program from faculty of engineering to faculty of computer science, then for that you need to take approval from the concerned school or concerned department or concerned faculty. Same goes with the research project. Like suppose you are working on the 5G heterogeneous networks and you want to go to the resource allocation for 5G, then what you will do, you have to change the approval from the faculty and then you will be allowed to change the research project. Scholarship leave, like if you can take leave, but there are two types of leave. One is the without funding and one is with fund. So in the whole entire duration of your masters or PhD, you are allowed to take leave for 60 days, and like these 60 days will be counted in your salary, like you will be getting salary for these 60 days. But if you want extended leave, you want to take leave 3-4 months in year or something like this, then you need to go for the leave of absence, and at that time in the leave of absence you will not be provided any stipend. The other condition is the concurrent awards. Like if you got this scholarship, you are not supposed to apply for other scholarship, or you will not consider yourself for the other scholarship. Also, you will not go for the jobs. Like if you got this scholarship, you are not allowed to earn money by any way. Okay, what is the application requirement? So the application requirement, the first and the very necessary thing in this scholarship is to find a supervisor who will agree to supervise you and who will support your application. So the first thing is that if you have written a proposal, and like of course you will see that, okay, for example, you wrote a proposal regarding 5G, then you have to search a supervisor who will be working in 5G, and then you will approach him and you will tell, this is your idea, this is my proposal, and I want your help in this scholarship. Like the help will be that he will support your application. So the first thing is that you need to identify a supervisor in the faculty, and you need to discuss your proposal or your ideas with him. The second thing is your research proposal need to be ready. Like there is no such thing which can like you can provide any other thing instead of research proposal. There is nothing. You have to write a research proposal either for masters, either you are applying for the masters or you are applying for the PhD. So you need to write a proposal. The other thing is the English language requirement. So what you need to provide the IELTS or TOEFL. Okay, so normally 6.5 overall, 6.5 in IELTS is necessary for the PhD and masters. Like it depends, it varies from program to program and from faculty to faculty. So you need to go and like go to the requirement, the English language requirement of each faculty, because each faculty has different English language requirement. And the other thing is that if you are applying for masters or PhD, you need to provide a bachelor's degree. You need to have a bachelor's certificate. But somehow this university can offer you a PhD with bachelor's degree without your masters. But I think I will not recommend this bachelor's after like PhD after bachelor's, because you need to have some exposure towards the research, and MS by research, master's by research is good approach, and it is good course to learn some basics of the research. This is the application link, and I will provide this application link in the comment section, or also in the description of video. So that was the first video regarding the Australian scholarship. I will upload many videos from the University of Sydney, from Macquarie University, from from different universities of Australia, and I will see which scholarships they are offering, and I will make video on these scholarships. So guys, I hope that you liked my video, and I hope that this was somehow informative, and keep me in your prayers. And if you didn't subscribe my channel yet, so kindly please subscribe my channel and like this video and share with your friends. Thank you.